And this is what I was talking about. So the URL is given here, and I'll put it in the description below the video as well. So MirrorTrader basically lets you do automated trading. As it says, take advantage of experienced foreign exchange traders by automating their strategies on your account. Choose from hundreds of backtested strategies. So this gives us access to backtesting. Okay, they're talking about foreign exchange. So I typically trade shares, but the principle's the same. So as it says, you can get a free MirrorTrader practice account, and really we want a practice account. So with the practice account you're given 50,000 imaginary money until you can train and practice and learn using that. And once you're kind of happy with how things are going with the imaginary money, then you can trade. But in the early stages, when for sure you're going to be having big losses, you might as well do it with practice money. Now, I knew a MetaTrader before, so this is all new to me. So I've got no preference between these platforms, but I just wanted to show where they were. That's all I wanted to talk about today, so to tell you about this resource. I'll see which one I'm going to install. At the moment I came across MirrorTrader. As I said, I knew about MetaTrader before, so I suppose I might look at the various kinds and pick one. Or it doesn't really matter, just to get a feel for what's out there, so install any of them and then play around with it. I remembered, so FXCM, because I did have a currency account with them briefly when I was playing around, and then I heard a couple of years ago when the Swiss franc broke away from its barrier or its protection layer. So like the euro was falling or whatever, and so the Swiss franc was pegged itself. It would not let the rate move too much in one direction, and so the central bank was spending a fortune to do so, and then suddenly they let that line be crossed, and it was crossed in a big way. So now the reason I'm mentioning that is because when I saw this was FXCM, I suddenly went, hold on a minute, I think I heard the FXCM had gone bust, because FXCM probably are still, but we're one of the biggest retail currency provider, currency trading provider. They're really good, but when there was a huge move in the Swiss franc against the euro, there was a huge loss, and I don't know the details. I could only imagine that maybe loads of people who had accounts had bets and were happy with the fact, that you'd put your stop loss knowing that there was no way the currency was going to cross that line, because the Swiss central bank were just printing Swiss francs or doing anything to devalue the Swiss franc and keep it at the level that it was. But suddenly they let it move by a lot. So, if you didn't bother putting a stop loss, and so you thought, oh, my risk is €10 or €100, no, actually you lost 20,000. And many people did that, and I don't know how many would be able to actually pay that money to FXCM. Or maybe even, I would suspect, even if you had a stop loss, because unless it was a guaranteed stop loss, it would have made a discrete jump. So it wouldn't have just smoothly crossed your stop loss, so you would have exited losing the amount, say €50. No, it jumped by 10,000, and so it caused a huge shock. And I saw on probably the NBC, the FXCM's share price had fallen by, was it 90%, or maybe even 99%. I mean, it had collapsed. So I immediately had a quick look to see, what happened to FXCM? And so there was a article about that, and it does seem to have survived, which is a relief. But it's just a reminder of how dangerous this business is, where even a fantastic organization and one of the world leaders can be hit by a massive shock which nobody saw coming. So be careful out there.